So today's video is going to be on a very peculiar topic. It is my personal favorite topic, and I did a little bit of research. I did a little bit of survey before making this video, and I hope that the information I share is going to help people get the answers to their question. It definitely helped me get a little bit more insight into what I was looking for. So today we'll explore what dreams mean when they are connected to the third house and what Western psychology and Vedic texts have to say about dreams, and seeing things like forests and snakes and death of a loved one in a dream. So I'm really excited to make this video, and let's get started. So as we know that third house is the house of younger siblings, short distance travel, social media, Instagram, but nobody talks about how it is also the house of subconscious mind. And even when we talk about the subconscious mind, we pay little attention to the dream part of our subconscious. So I've tried to dive deep into the dream analysis and what particular connection and combinations of the third house mean when they are connected to different houses. So when the third house is connected to 12th house or 8th house or both, the individual tends to have dreams that are trying to convey a message. They are an indication towards something bigger in life, and most of the times it's something spiritual, especially when these dreams are being seen in early morning hours, which is also called the Brahma Muhurta. They are a strong indication towards something more powerful. It's like a spiritual hint, spiritual message towards something. I asked you guys to share your experiences with me, people who have these connections, these combinations, especially if you have Ketu in the third house. These individuals with Ketu in the third house had some crazy stories to share, and I got a little intimidated and scared when I actually went through the messages, but it was so much interesting to actually see how this actually manifests in people's lives. So let's start with why we dream. I'll briefly brush up on the topic. Dreaming is like a mechanism of the brain to actually store some of the information and emotions and give time to process them through the REM cycle. REM cycle is the rapid eye movement, which is a stage of sleep where our brain tries to segregate thoughts and emotions and feelings, and it tries to resolve and process emotions, memory, thoughts. But when an individual with Ketu in the third house, or someone who has third house connected to their 8th or 12th or both houses, oftentimes their dream is not just limited to the REM sleep and the regular mechanism of brain to process things, but it many a times is a spiritual message. So when you dream of a loved one dying, then it doesn't mean and it doesn't suggest literal death of that person. Instead, it actually indicates transformation in your relationship with that person. It can also indicate towards end of a phase of life, and it can also indicate towards renewal and release of something particular from your life. Now, according to Western psychology, Carl Jung believed that seeing someone dying in your dreams means a role of you which is dying from someone's life. He also saw it as a transformation in your own life. On the other hand, Sigmund Freud, which is a very controversial psychologist, believed that when we dream of someone dying, it can often represent our hostile feelings towards that person. So if we want to remove that person or a part of themselves from our life, that's when we see death of them in our dreams. And by the way, I was just sitting with both these books beside me. These are the two books that I'm referring to. It's Interpretation of Dreams by Sigmund Freud, which is a very popular book, and this is Man and His Symbols by Carl Jung. But apart from this, he also indicated towards other unfulfilled desire which cause us to have these dreams. In simple terms, we can say that unresolved conflicts and unconscious desires might lead to these dreams. There are certain dreams that are mentioned in the Swapna Shastra, which I will be sharing with you. I'll brush up through the important symbols very quickly. So, seeing snakes, okay, I've heard this very often when someone sees snakes. Snakes can represent hidden enemies and hidden fears. So, seeing a white snake can bring you prosperity, and seeing a black snake can give you obstacles. Seeing forests is another common thing that I noticed among people. When you see forest in your dream, it's very important to observe what type of path are you seeing in your forest. The way you're moving towards the clarity is very important. So if you're getting lost in the forest, it might represent that confusion is about to hit your life or your spiritual journey. But if you are seeing a clear path, you're moving towards the end, you're trying to get out of the forest, you're seeing a clear way, then it means that you are about to have breakthroughs and clarity in your life and spiritual life. Now let's talk about the repeated dreams. Repeated dreams are very important. If you have a recurring dream and you remember what it is, then it's most certainly trying to tell you something. A repeated dream is like message. It's like a message that your subconscious is insisting upon. It can be urgent signs or communication from your unconscious mind, and it's advised that you try to look upon it and fix what the issue is. And the more vivid and clear that recurring dream is, the more you need to focus on something which needs to be fixed, especially if they are in the early morning hours. It is asking you to instigate towards what is like an unfinished lesson you might be ignoring. And by the way, Western psychology also has the same insight into recurring dreams and why we see it. It's because there is something which needs your attention, and it's like a final call your subconscious is making towards your conscious mind. So, to wrap it up, I would just say that if you have these particular placements in your chart and you are having such dreams or anything which even remotely relates to what I just said, then don't ignore your dreams. They are most certainly trying to convey a message, and you are not alone. And if you have similar experiences which I haven't addressed, then please let me know in the comments. And just know your dreams aren't random. They are guidance, they are symbols, and they are sometimes spiritual blessings.